And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 1167. Today is Friday, November 10th, 2023. And I am King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto Monday through Friday, most days at 10ish. And today's top stories are SEC's first window to approve all 12 spot Bitcoin ETFs to begin today. All right. BlackRock's spot Ethereum ETF plan is confirmed after NASDAQ filing. Poloniex exchange suffers $100 million exploit, offers a 5% bounty. China's in the news as it declares stealing digital collections like NFTs liable for criminal theft sentence. And last but definitely not least, Representative Tom Emmer proposes to defund SEC's crusade against crypto. Oh, that sounds nice. This is the quiet hour. And now I'm just kidding. Hey, morning. What's going on, Warriors? Have some of y'all falling asleep in your car on the way to work. Those are the top stories of the day. And of course, let's go ahead and jump to these prices on today's glorious FBF Fuck Bitcoin Friday. It's official. And wow, has the fear and greed index pumped. Everything's pumping. Everything's going crazy. Bitcoin, $37,104. Last 24 hours is down 1.56%. But I think in the last few days is actually, well, here 7 days is up 6.72%. Ethereum at $2,083, up 4.41% on the 24 hours, 15% on the week. Our last 7 days, at least. XRP is at 64 cents, down 8% on the last 24 hours, 5% up on the week, 5.82% actually. Cardano at 36 cents, down 5% on the 24-hour clock, up 14% almost for the week. And number 10 is back with Tron. Tron actually hit 10 cents. Folks, you know, a few months ago, Tron was like at 6 or 7 cents. 10 cent now, up 4.23% on the 24-hour clock. Recently, or trending tokens are Bitcoin, Katecoin, and Solana, and recently added are Pax Unitas, XAI, and Moonseer. Fear and greed index is at a 77. People, I think this is way too high too soon. Again, there's no reason for it to be there. If you actually look, the volume is actually down for Bitcoin. The buy volume is actually down, but the price is going up, which means whales are definitely in space. Institutions are buying. But again, I keep thinking this ETF news, which we'll talk about in a second, it could be counterintuitive. Everybody's saying, hey, all these institutions are doing ETFs, Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever. They're going to do it for every cryptocurrency they can. That's the point. A basket of different investment products. What's a better derivatives basket than a crypto basket? Like literally, you can go Dogecoin ETFs with Bitcoin and Ripple inside them, Solana and Cardano and Polygon. That way, one fails, they all don't fail. That's what they're going to sell to you. So, like, this is going to be the future derivatives in ETFs and Bitcoin and crypto. But to me, it's just like that isn't an automatic buy signal because we don't know if these people are actually going to back it with this same number of products. We don't know that they're going to say, we have 10 Ethereum ETFs, which means we have 10 Ethereum backing it. No, we've already seen with the Bitcoin. It's probably going to be like we have one Ethereum ETF, or we have 1,000 Ethereum ETFs, and it's backed by one Ethereum. Like that's more or less like that's the way the derivative actually works. So I get it. I get the greed, but I don't know. I think this is dumb money as far as from an investment point of view. It's super speculative and nothing of value is actually being created. If anything, they're devaluing the market by creating this stuff. So it's very interesting to see the price point go up when the value isn't matching, in my point of view. But that's neither here or there. Let me give some quick shout outs. We'll jump to that ETF story here in a moment. Bringing up this YouTube right now. What's up? Everybody, welcome back to the show. Who we got? BK Crypto, Boom, Laura Smith, Sirius Bach, Fanteezy, PFC Wells, Jerome Jones, NT, Let's Square, Larry N, Nerd Up, Wisdom Bar, JB, DNO ID. I am Will Godsey. What's up? Is Binance's new code wallet good or recommended? I saw that pop up. I didn't do homework on it yet, so I can't say, but I wouldn't recommend it off the top because of who Binance is. Yeah, I wouldn't. But hey, iCoin wallet, of course, is still there. And some few other good ones, but I would not. But I did see that story pop up last few days. What's going on, Chloe, Jake, Satoshi? Listen, this is how much of a family you are. Hi, Ben. What's up, Dang? I was thinking about you earlier, Jake Fever. Why? Because I have a different type of beer today. We're not doing the San Miguel, but we're still staying in the Philippines. We're going to Red Horse today to start the FBF off, just for Friday, to get the Friday off started. So let's go. Let's get it. All right. Top story of the day. I mean, listen, what will we look like not talking about the SEC at this point, right? Like, they're all the way in the crypto news. But SEC's first window to approve all 12 spot Bitcoin ETFs to begin today. That is right. If you remember, they get about well, there's an 8-day window between November 9th and November 17th where all 12 spot Bitcoin ETF filings could be approved by the SEC, according to Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seifert and Eric Balchunas. Really quick, this is more of an overlap. So what's happening is this last cycle of ETF applications are essentially ending, and a new cycle is starting. This new cycle will bring us out to about February 10th, which will bring us about a month, 3 to 5 weeks away from the next happening, which I think could be when a lot of the ETFs actually get passed. If it doesn't happen in this short window, it could be possible in this window they approve everybody, give them a quick head start before the ETFs rein in. But it wouldn't make sense to me, only because I take that back. I won't say it wouldn't make sense. It would only make sense if the SEC actually want the companies and the projects that are trying to do a Bitcoin ETF, only if they actually want them to get some type of an advantage, right? And what I mean is the government's about to shut down, folks. Like, officially, the government's like going to shut down. Or I won't say officially, unofficially, the government's going to shut down here in the next couple of weeks. And what I mean is, as we approach Thanksgiving, we get into Thanksgiving. I know everyone isn't from cold weather states, but for those who live in cold or do live in cold weather states, you know, you actually get winter break. So people are going to have Thanksgiving, winter break, Christmas break, New Year's, my birthday. That's going to be a national holiday. Don't worry. Martin Luther King Day. So all this stuff is about to happen in the next 2.5 months. Like, everything's going to shut down. So to me, if these ETFs are approved like in the next week or so, that is literally the government trying to give like a nod, or the SEC at least trying to give a nod to the institutions, the Blackrocks and everybody. My bad, we messed y'all up. We got y'all started late. But while we're away from work, while we're not at the desk watching everyone and everything you do, the ETF space is yours for the next 3 months. Now, personally, I don't see that happening because it hasn't happened thus far, where the SEC and government have really willingly been trying to help companies, projects, institutions advance the market in general. That would advance the market. So I don't see that happening. They could do it, though, just because it's inevitable. They're like, what matter if we do it in November or in February? Like, we're about to do it. We might as well do it. But to me personally, I think they'll wait till February or after the happening. The reason being is, like I just said, they're about to be out the office the next 2.5 months. There won't be, like, the regulatory oversight is going to be very limited. So if you were to launch 6, 8, 12 Bitcoin ETFs right now, they would not be watching from a regulatory standpoint from here until January or February, which again could be a honeypot for the government. They say go crazy, do some illegal shit so we can come back and find you, right? Who knows? I don't think that's going to happen early on. If it were to happen here in the next week, I think that's the only reason why, so that they can give these companies almost an apologetic head start. I don't think that's going to happen because that's not what's been happening. I think they'll wait until at least February to do it. That's when we'll actually start seeing it. And it'll give these companies a good, like I said, 3 to 5 weeks to get their stuff in order before the next happening and the market goes parabolic. But either way, it does look like these are impending. This is the closest we've ever got as far as, like, the fact that ETFs are in the news like this as a real thing, the fact that judges are now saying, hey, you had to at least review these things, like, this is a step forward. They weren't even reviewing this stuff before. So the fact that this is on the desk, now judges are paying attention, the world's paying attention, like, hey, are you going to accept, deny? And if you deny, the reasons why. Is it any more of this? No, we're not doing it. And then we're not going to tell you why either. It's like, bro, you work for us. Yes, you are going to tell us why if you don't accept it. So this is great. We're finally seeing parity. A lot more to come with the SEC. Shout out to Tom Emmer. We'll be talking about him later today. But again, this is the first window to approve all 12 together. But again, it won't be the last one. Again, this next cycle is actually starting right now, going until about February, something for the next group or whatever. So again, pretty cool to see. New research note for me today from James Seifert. While we still believe 90% chance by January 10th for spot Bitcoin ETF approvals, but if it comes earlier, we are entering a window where a wave of approval orders for all the current applications applicants could occur. Again, I agree. I don't see them just allowing one or two to pass through right now. If any go through right now, they're going to let most of them, not all, go through. But I'm with them. January 10th is a little bit closer to my February 10th date. I think that, and honestly, I think he's too early with January 10th. You tell me the government's going to come back after New Year's, is going to do Bitcoin ETFs, then go on holiday again for a 4 or 5 day weekend with Martin Luther King Day. Like, that's not the way. I've worked in the federal government. Maybe this guy hasn't. For the military, like, I already know how it's about to work. Everything shut down until January 21st, 22nd, when that weekend of Martin Luther King Day ends. That is when it's full-fledged. Government workers are back at for reals. No more away messages. Like, you're expected to be back at work. So I personally think it will come after that time, after that January date. I don't see them doing it the first week they come back, which is why I'm kind of thinking February, which will give them still those 10 days, 15 days before that next cycle closes. But regardless, it's about to happen, right? That's what we're all saying. It looks like it's about to happen. For me, in my point of view, like I said, my only thing is I'm not understanding fully yet how the price point as it is, only because it's so speculative. Essentially, people are saying ETFs price are going to go up, when again, in reality, it doesn't mean that. They literally could do ETFs and start selling crypto back. I'm talking about the institution, the Blackrocks of the world could do a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF and sell all their Bitcoin and Ethereum, or most of it, and say, you don't need it anymore, guys. That's why we have the ETFs. We're selling ours too, just to show you it's safe. Like, what? If that's the narrative, majority of the world's gonna go with it. There's nothing we can do to stop that narrative if it were to happen. So really, we're at the mercy of these institutions doing ETFs to spin a positive narrative and be the good guys from the market. If any of them come out and decide to say anything along the lines of Bitcoin and the crypto, this stuff is, I mean, it's not fake, guys, but it's just, cybersecurity is weird. You want to stick with the ETFs. You can get you can finish these, you can finish the contract in cash or whatever. You can cash them out or whatever. You don't need to deal with crypto. Like, if they start pumping that narrative, it will get very interesting, as I always say. All right, I'm throwing an invite link in the chat as well. Today is Fuck Bitcoin Friday. Feel free to call in if you have anything. I would love to hear some of you all thoughts on this ETF. What's going on? Bitcoin ETF, Blackrock, Ethereum ETF we're about to talk about. Is this going to affect the price? If so, which way? I'm in the comments now to see what you all are saying right now. Let's see. What do we have? ETF before the end of the year, bro. Got to act before January 8th for ARK ETF. So definitely before ARK Invest. Okay, all right, but you got to remember, ARK is going against BlackRock. So who do you, which master do you, what's the word? I can't remember. Make happy first, kind of. Satisfy. There's satisfy first. Which master do you satisfy first? Them layoffs is real. Yes, layoffs all through the space right now. Yeah, physical market is coming with the layoffs. I agree, and that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, the price pump doesn't make sense right now when it comes to volume, but it does when it comes to the timeline. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Hi, man. Shout out to you, future me in 10 years. Thank you for doing what you're doing now, bro. Cheers. That's why I don't worry. Listen, all these warriors, I know y'all ain't gonna let me be broke and out on the streets in the next 10, 20, 30 years, as long as I keep going. All right. So let's keep it pushing. Do we smell the big drop of the first quarter? Listen, I didn't want to go there, Zyra. People will go crazy. You say that. I don't know. It will be interesting. Zyra also said Celsius people finna get their money back around January-ish too. Okay, for sure. Let's see. Alapio, what's up? Hope you're having a great week as well. Jake is hilarious. He said rich folks beers. No, they're good. Listen, I don't even get them. You got to blame my girl, man. All right, you got to blame her. I'm body beers. Let's see what else we have going on. All right. SECs. This is the same one. No, that's SECs. Here we go. BlackRock spot Ethereum ETF plan is confirmed after NASDAQ filing. If you remember, they did a registration in Delaware a few days ago. Got the town talking where the Bitcoin price first started pumping. And it looks like it became official after NASDAQ filing earlier in the day. BlackRock registered its iShares Ethereum Trust in Delaware. The first hint that a filing for a spot Ether ETF was imminent. And really quick, I just want to point out as well, I am still on the same train of, if BlackRock gets an ETF of any kind this year or early next year, not only is our country super corrupt, as just as any other, like super corrupt, I never want to hear anything about laws, rules, and regulations for as long as I'm in America. Again, the best man or woman wins, the best group wins, as it's always been. This is literally not a free country, a free world. The biggest, baddest people can take it over, okay? We're seeing that happen in front of our eyes. Companies have waited years just to have ETS reviewed, just to have a reason. Why aren't you responding to me? You work for me, you're the government, we're paying you tax money, we're giving you applications for licensing. You're saying we need to have, we don't technically need to have this technically to make this actually work, but you're saying we need to have all this. We're doing it the right way, and you're not even giving us the response, SEC and other government agencies. BlackRock shows up, and not only do they get a response, they're getting Senate and congressional hearings, and literally within months, they're about to get 2 ETFs, not even one. They're about to get 2. Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. Again, I never want to hear about laws, rules, regulations, none of that shit. The most people who's ready to commit the most violence or who have the most money will win. All right. I don't want to hear nothing else at all, especially when it comes to this crypto space. This is so ridiculous and so corrupt beyond measures, people. Like since 2012 and 13, companies have been trying to do this and nothing has changed in the market with the exception of who showed up to the party. Now that a couple of cool kids came to the party at 4 a.m. and everybody was packing up, they're like, no, keep the DJ here, keep the music going. I'm about to call some people. Now we supposed to just keep it going? Like absolutely insane. I can't believe this is happening. It is happening. We're just as corrupt, okay? We're just as corrupt. Like really look at this, people. The last 10 years, every other company and project out there have tried to do this. And literally within not even a full year, the darling came along and all of a sudden this is moving. Nah, can't go like that. I'm not okay with it. I never want to hear you all talk about, oh, well, the rules say, well, the law says this, well, you're breaking the law, King. Yeah, I probably will be. Just like BlackRock and JP Morgan Chase, I'm probably going to be on some gangster time. Stop coming to me, you do-gooders and you Ned Flanders. I strongly dislike you because you're the reason why BlackRock exists. All right, MySpace Crypto UK, thank you for stopping my rant. What's been going on?
How you doing, brother?
How you been, man?
Yeah, we're all right, man. Busy. Got a lot of work on. Very, very busy. Very, very busy.
What's the word for us? What you got on some of these stories? What's going on in the market?
I think personally the ETFs, they're gonna dump a load all at the same time.
Oh, really?
And it's gonna be before January. I think the way they're
Whoa,
pushing it.
okay. Way to give us all a Christmas present today.
I mean the way that the narrative is now with BlackRock, they've got to align their marketing team. You know, you're talking a team. You're talking a proper development team. It could be 100 people on one floor. Yeah, and that's just the US. That's not talking about the UK.
That's true. Oof, good
it's
gracious.
huge.
Yeah.
So they've got to get all their ducks in a row. So, and that takes time. It's not just going to happen overnight. And they know that the halving's coming up next year. So it's going to be even less than they're going to get. So for me, they're just going to go full steam ahead. It's just going to go absolutely crazy. The Ethereum one, that did take me by surprise, but we're talking about BlackRock. You know, the clout of all clout. You know, it's a done deal, guys. You know, so start getting your Ethereum, start stacking up if you want to get those gains. And Bitcoin, even now, I feel like it's out of reach for so many people. So when you see it, I think it will easily go through 40 within the next 3 weeks. You're going to see Bitcoin at, maybe 42. You're going to see altcoins even now.
Altcoins is about to happen now. It's already been happening, but it's been happening last 3 days. But it's about to. I almost got on yesterday, so I had to work yesterday. I was on all through Hollywood yesterday, so I couldn't get on live. But I almost did just to be like, listen, start paying attention to your favorite altcoins last 24, 48, 72 hours. They're crazy. You got to remember, folks, they do follow Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin has this 5 to 10 to 12, 15% gains, altcoins are usually going to come right behind it, going from 8 to freaking 30% on average. And for those ones that only the cool kid DJs know about, those are on average going honestly from 50 to like, I would say 170%, not even being funny. Like 50 to 170 for the DGen side. For regular altcoins, you can go 7 to 30 easy percent. So I'm with you on that. What about short term and long term? So it sounds like you're saying short term, you're thinking Ethereum and Bitcoin price is going to pump off these ETFs. What about long term? Do you think long term this was still influence the price to keep pumping, or do you think it may actually dwindle as this picks up?
I think we'll hit 42 within the next 3 weeks, like I've said. Then you may get it sideways for at least, like we're going to be going in towards Christmas. Everyone's going to be hitting the pause button, family, taking time away from work. So you may see sideways action around about 42. And then you could see crazy wicks, which is what we're going to get now. You're going to get crazy wicks. It could go from 42 to 48 within like a few hours, and each time you hit refresh, it just keeps going up.
Yeah, the ride's about to start. We're gearing up. To me, this is whether we're going higher or lower. This is literally the part of the roller coaster when you start going uphill, and it's like that slow clink, 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 and every few minutes, or I guess not minutes, every few seconds they stop just so you can feel how high you are and you can see the view, and it clinks up a little bit more. I feel like that's what's happening right now. We're on this slow roller coaster. We're clinking. And it's like, hey, either we're about to go up and around and crazy, or this is about to be a drop of all drops. But regardless, we are officially on the ride. I do agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I think January, altcoins usually go crazy January, towards the end of January. You will see some just crazy pumps. Bitcoin, I think the momentum with all of these ETFs, I don't think people understand the gravity of all of them combined.
Right.
Fidelity, I'm sitting here in the UK, the Blackrock office buildings, you walk past and you're talking, you can't see the top. Okay. Yeah. And that's just Blackrock. That's not Fidelity. It's going to go absolutely crazy. Your mother's going to be phoning you, your brother, your sister. Everyone's going to want to know what's going. And that's January. That's going to be, everyone comes back from the holidays. Bitcoin stayed around 40. It may have wicked to 48.
No, it might wick a little bit because of the birthday. His birthday's coming up. So we might get a little, I ain't look, it's back at 40. Oh shit, let me help you move it. 40, so people might wake up, didn't look at it for last year. I only look at Bitcoin on his birthday. Birthday came, time to join the movement again. You know how it goes. We're about to get a bunch of new YouTubers and the game's about to start again. It's about to be, we're about to get a new Bit Boy. We're about to get the new Bit Boy in here. We're about to get the whole new crew. Yeah. Hey, listen, at this point, Warriors, this is literally our second or third cycle together, Warriors. This is amazing stuff when you think about it. This show started in 2017 after the 2016 happening. So we did the 2020 happening, and now we're about to do a 2024, folks. This is like, we're getting to see the trends down the charts.
Yeah, I found you 2017, so I'm used to it now.
Right, exactly. Right, it's just like, all right, we see what's about to happen. Like this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, you got anything else for us?
I'm looking at there are some meme coins. If you want a degen,
let's degen real quick. Let's degen really quick. I see you, Jake. We got Jake next. Well, let's degen for a quick minute. Let the folks hear it.
I'm looking at Memenator.
You went straight there.
Yes, I'm just, because I think that things are going to get stupid again. Okay, things are going to get silly. You're going to get meme coins doing, 500. You're just going to get stupidness because the market is going to go crazy.
How to spell Memenator? Which one? I want to spell this one.
Memenator. Memenator.
Oh, IN. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, okay. I'm starting to see it pop up. All right.
Yeah, all that crazy stuff. Don't go crazy. I just put a little 100.
There we go. Hey, way to tell them. There we go, folks. $25, $50, $100.
Yeah,
whatever. Go crazy.
Don't go crazy. I've got loads of them. Because I think that as well as the chain link, and your good projects like GMX and Those ones are going to do very well. I even think now that Solana, with the VC backing, I think you are going to get a solid pump on Solana. I will even hold a little bit. I will get a bag of Solana because I think that everything is going to go up, guys. You can hold a pile of crap. Solana, it doesn't matter. You're going to get gains in 2024. So, yeah, Blackrock's getting their ducks in a row. So should you. And then, get the gains. But I do think long-term, Bitcoin, make sure that is your main purpose, because wherever you travel to, whether it's the Caribbean, whether it's, Europe, it doesn't matter. 2025, Bitcoin is just going to be 6 figures. You'll be able to use it, like you would doing your shopping. Most people will accept it.
Yeah, it'll definitely be way ahead. And if it isn't, then I hate to say I'm gone, y'all. I'm sorry. All right, hey, let me get the next one on. Appreciate the call in.
Yeah, take care, brother.
Cheers. Yes, sir. Bye. All right, Jake, we got Jake Fever in the house. Jake, what's the word? What's been going on? Jake Fever, you still there, Jake? Jake called in and went to go get him a beer to catch up to me. All right, I'm going to give him a second to come back. Until then, Bitcoin Chris, what's the word? Hey, I've been checking out your shows. Nice way to get it going, man. I'm loving them. How you been? Check out Bitcoin Chris. What's your YouTube channel real quick?
Huh?
What's your YouTube channel?
@Bitcoin Chris.
There it is. Make sure you check them out. What's the word? What you got for us today?
Hey, I'm coolin', bro. I just want to say what's up. And I wanted to go over the stat that I posted the other day, yesterday, I think, actually. 30,000 Bitcoin was taken off exchanges in one day. And I've seen like nobody's talking about that. So
I definitely didn't see that. So tell us about that ASAP. What's going on with that?
Last time I was on, well, a couple times ago I was on here, I told you guys about CoinGlass. So CoinGlass has a bunch of data on there, right? So I was on there on my live stream yesterday, and I was looking at, the Bitcoin on exchanges since this time last year, right? And it was about 2 million on the exchanges since last year, and we're down to like 1.8 right now. So on CoinGlass, I was just like, all right, well, let's just see what happened in the last 24 hours. In the last 24 hours, 30,000 Bitcoin was taken off exchanges. So, the more Bitcoin gets taken off exchanges, the less liquidity there is. And, that massive pump that's going to happen is inevitably going to happen, right? Blackrock stacking. Who knows who else is stacking? Everybody's stacking right now. So I thought that was pretty dope news. Definitely want to share that with the.
No, I want to highlight that again. Yeah, you're right. That's a great indicator. So for those who are lost in the sauce on that, essentially what he's saying is that since so much Bitcoin was moved off exchanges for whatever reason, that's money, that's capital that's been moved off. So for people who want to trade or do anything, is less liquidity. There's less money for you actually to make those moves, which in turn increases the price of the currency, the cryptos, whatever, kind of supply and demand. So no, that's a good point. I mean, holy shit, I wouldn't think about that. Yeah, but liquidity is being moved off, especially when you're talking about some of the bigger whales who stayed too long and now they just can't leave. Now it's like, oh, you about to drive this price up, my boy. So I'm with that. That was a great observation right there. So, and we just got another comment real quick. Hold on, I just saw it. Shinox. Hey, pronounce that for me. Shinonex. Write that in there. I can't pronounce nothing. 3 major catalysts for crypto movement next year: Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, the Bitcoin halving, and Jerome Powell turns on the money printing, pure liquidity pouring in. I mean, that and no liquidity on the actual exchanges, you're right, would drive a price up.
Absolutely. I saw somebody had a video, and I saw you in the video. They had like a free clip or like a clip in their video, and I saw you like in a commercial that they had. I was like, they go.
Yeah, people would send them. So this is what essentially is happening. It's part of a master plan, so I'm not tripping about it. These bad Hollywood contracts Dave Chappelle talks about are real and exist. So yeah, he's right. Majority of people in Hollywood are evil, and the reason why is everybody play nice, but it's like, bro, you're getting me to sign contracts in perpetuity throughout the universe, which means they own your likeness for whatever that is for forever. And they never have to pay you again, and they can resell it and make money, and you still not make money. Yeah. For me, I got a master plan, so I don't really care too much. I'm just like, whatever, like cool. Yeah. So I'll just say part of the master plan is basically free media and free publishing. Like they think they're killing me. I'm like, you just keep promoting me everywhere, so I don't care.
That's right.
Right. It's free promotion, but Yes. People always text me that if you ever see me in some random spot or something, I'm more than likely like, unless I'm talking and featured, I probably didn't get paid. They're using the stock footage, but it's all good. It worked out. I like it. It was, hey, at the time I needed it when I first got started, so it worked out.
It was all good. No, I thought it was dope that I seen you because I know that you do your thing in the industry. So I thought it was funny. I was like, man, they go King right there. I gotta let them know. I think I took a screenshot and I was gonna send it to you on IG, but I'll make sure to do that. But the last thing I wanted to touch on was, I've been tweeting a lot about how much Tether has been printed. I don't know if you've been seeing it. I've been tweeting a lot about it.
I've been seeing it.
Billions and billions and hundreds of millions of dollars of Tethers being transferred over to exchanges, and that's being minted at Tether. So, we already know what time it is, right? We already know what they're going to do with that money. They're not buying.
Tether not messing up. They play. They're entrenched right now.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Well, hey, Bitcoin Chris, as always, thanks for calling in. Make sure you check him out on his channel as well. He got more Bitcoin coming, news and shows as well. Oh, I saw it earlier. I didn't say nothing out loud. I said, my boy, Chris didn't call a body, a Bitcoin body. There we go. I saw it. I was like, my man just come back to the show. Hey, I don't ask those questions, but I'm glad you zoomed in. I feel the weight off my chest has been lifted. I said, oh, Chris out here certified. Y'all keep playing my man's hair if you want to. You're going to have 2 matching ones, okay? No. If you know, you know.
Yes, sir. Much love.
All right.
Take care.
Hey, take care, Bitcoin Chris. Good seeing you. That was dope. For those who are listening, Bitcoin Chris got a B tatted on him. It's amazing. Right up under the eye, man. I hate jocking people's style, but listen, this is the one thing if I ever wear it. And I was I'll get some of my neck going down like
you get it somewhere. You
somewhere.
gotta be gang affiliated, dog. Come on.
For real. Hey, I'm with it. All right,
gang.
Man. Hey, gang, Bitcoin is in that house. I check you out, Bitcoin Chris.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Later. All right, nice. Jake said he can't figure out the camera and mic. What's up with y'all on these camera and mics? Listen, how are we so well versed in investing and derivatives and market analysis and technical analysis and fundamental analysis? But when it comes to that damn mic and camera with some of y'all, boy, oh boy, I'm gonna flame you. What else do we have? That tat is dedication. Hey, it really is. But listen, a lot of people do have. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have thought about it. Depending on what happens in 2025, I might get a Bitcoin B tatted as well. I have thought about it, but people, you gotta understand, it has changed some of our lives, right? It's changed our lives. So yeah, I gotta be real. I gotta I'm laughing at the comments. Memories with Mike. Listen, I love the Warriors. Y'all don't let me slide with nothing. This is how it's supposed to be, even in government. It's okay to be transparent. It's okay to be wrong. Memories with Mike got on my head. Didn't even take a whole few seconds. He said, King, didn't you just spend like 10 minutes without a mic this last week? Hey, I didn't say I wasn't included in this whole microphone and video camera setup. I was like, what are we doing? What's going on? Like, I don't know what is wrong with us, man. Like, how I literally went to go learn how to code, and I'm messing up my microphone as well. You are right. This is true memories from Mike. I can't make fun of people. I gotta make fun of myself. All right, this is real. This is real. What is wrong with us then? I don't know what's wrong with us when it comes to this tech. We all being old people. All right, let's keep it rolling. Feel free if you want to call in. No, again, we already talked about the story for the most part, but I'll just highlight it once more. Earlier in the day, a few days ago, Blackrock registered its iShares Ethereum Trust in Delaware. The first hint that a filing for a spot Ether ETF was imminent. And then right after that, they actually have now been confirmed per a 19B4 form filing submitted to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on November 9th. They filed that with the regulator on behalf of the $9 trillion asset management firm for a proposed ETF called the iShares Ethereum Trust. Blah, 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 blah. You get it, okay? Here's the problem, again, that I have, last but not least. I already went on a rant, so I won't go on a second one. It's just corruption, folks. How is this making the news already? How is the filing even being accepted and reviewed already? Like, you literally weren't paying attention to anyone else. And now the day they file these things and everything is making news, you guys are reviewing it, you're paying attention. Wow. Just wow. Like, this is literally what the United States have been trying to tell you as far as crypto enthusiasts. This is how much our own government don't give a fuck about our citizens, but do give a fuck about certain citizens or companies or whatever. And I guarantee you, if we were to do a deep dive on BlackRock, I can off the top of my head, I can pretty much guarantee If I were to do a full investigation and deep dive on BlackRock, I can make a case for them to be an enemy in the United States and a national security concern and risk. I can pretty much fucking guarantee I can make that argument. A well-documented argument as well, that people would actually review and be like, well, the evidence is there. Are they a national security threat to the United States? I would go as far as to say that. How is a private company able to show up and to get our entire government to work for them instantaneously? That's a threat to national security to me if I ever seen one. So anyway, I say I won't go another rant, but BlackRock ETFs, we talked about ETFs is happening. In other news, we said they had died. Shout out to Circle, right? Really quick. Shout out to Circle and Goldman Sachs. Why? Because while they made a terrible mistake of buying Poloniex, the exchange, after it had its time in the sun, if you remember, they bought Poloniex for like $300 million. And I was just like, wow, that was the worst buy of all time. I think it was like in 2018 or 2019, after it had its time in the sun. Well, they ended up selling that. If you remember, the CEO essentially resigned / got fired. He just moved to the board. They had a whole reshuffling. Then they ended up selling Poloniex back to somebody else. They was like, we want this shit off our hands. Good thing you all did, Circle. Good job, because Poloniex has finally been dealt its death blow, even though they've kind of been dead. But you know how it is in crypto. You're not dead all the time because you always got some Satoshis left. But Poloniex is being dealt a death blow. Poloniex exchange suffers $100 million exploit. I've been hearing and seeing rumors as high as $112 million. Offers a 5% bounty. To me, this is hilarious. Stop offering bum-ass bounties for this. Like, the only people who will take, like, let's be clear, the 5% bounty would, that deal is going to be taken up by reputable companies. So I get it. Like, real cybersecurity companies who do this all day, every day, who like, hey, like, whatever the price point is good for us because this is all we do. We do cybersecurity. So for those type of companies, it would be great. But you also have to remember, like, a lot of these hackers and stuff who are really good might not be with companies. They might not be, doing this every day. They might do it once a year, once a whatever blue moon. So if it's money like that on the table, 100 million, 112 million, like, while the 5% is a lot for sure, just for a quick job of helping them, it doesn't make sense because the people who are good enough to get it back or get it for you, like, they're good enough to take it. So you don't want to just say it's been taken, we'll give you 5% to give it back. No, if they're good enough to take it from the people who took it from you, like, you might want to offer more. Even if you don't give more, I would offer at least 30 to 40%. Even if you don't give it, maybe you only give a 1% per year or something. I don't know. But to only say 5% is semi-slappish in the face to me, only because it's like, you want me to do the work, and so you want me to get $100 million and then give 95 million back to you. Let's just be clear about this. You want me to find a thief who has 100 million of your dollars. All right, let's do it. If Uncle Sam were to do it, because Uncle Sam is good at this. Uncle Sam is great at getting people their money back, right? If Uncle Sam were to go get you your $100 million, how much would you get back from him? All right, then. So can we agree that these percentages need to be raised a little bit? Uncle Sam ain't working for no 5%. Why would you pay somebody who's more more equipped than Uncle Sam, as far from a technological point of view, to actually do this, carry this out, and then you're gonna say 5? What about the people they're gonna steal it back from? What if they steal it back from the Lazarus Group in North Korea? What if they steal it back from some real gangsters and they're like, oh, all right, we're on your head now. $5 million is not enough money for a sophisticated crime group coming after you, okay? Up the percentages. Stop being cheap, or you would no longer see that money. Of course, unless it was an inside job and they're only offering that 5% so no one won't look and they can get away with it. Now, that's another one. We know how that goes. But again, over $100 million in digital assets, I've seen up to $112 million, were transferred from a wallet belonging to a crypto exchange, Poloniex, and what security firms to be believed to be a massive hack. And again, oftentimes hacks of this size and this magnitude are inside jobs or social engineering from someone who was in the inside. So again, that 5% might make a little sense if we're looking at it from that point. If it was an inside job, somebody high up, and they're in the room like, well, how much of the bounty should we give? 3%. Like, wait, what? Only 3? Yeah. Why would we want to do more? And it's like, this is the person who did it. But again, a crypto wallet belonging to the digital asset exchange, Poloniex, has experienced suspicious outflows as seen on Blockchain Explorer Etherscan. Again, I want to highlight, this is why I love cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically, and some of the better blockchains, because I don't care what you say. It's straight military. Trust but verify. If somebody tells you something in the military, it could be your best friend, somebody who outranks you, somebody who's under you. It doesn't matter. You can trust them. It's not about not trusting them. You need to go and verify. You need to look at the information with your own eyes, absorb it, and ensure it is correct. Because if not, someone could die. So you might as well just verify. It makes it very simple. And Bitcoin blockchain technology in general allows you to instantaneously verify things. So shout out to Etherscan as well. Blockchain security firms believe that the company was breached, leading to as much as $100 million in crypto being drained by the attackers on November 10th. Goodness gracious, early this morning. And this is what I mean, people. Imagine if you haven't done a security check, update, health check on your systems, you need to make sure you have changed. I mean, great time. End of the year, spring cleaning, but end of the year is a great time. Change all your wallet passwords. You got OnePass, LastPass, any of these password manager, change that big password. Make sure all your passwords are up to date and difficult. Like, you have to do your own security checks, because if a hacker gets into your system, let's say somebody's in your system right now, they see you chatting about 2024, 2025 crypto, they're not about to hack you right now. They're going to sit still, and then midway through 2024, 2025, you're going to get hacked, and it's going to be from somebody who's been in your system the past year and a half, right? So make sure you're doing these easy security checks and updates right now. Initial estimates of the losses were around 60 million. However, it was later determined that over 100 million was taken by the attackers. According to blockchain security firm Certic, you might remember them as of recently, they did the whole Wall Street Journal pushback as far as the Hamas funding from crypto. The incident was likely a private key compromise. The security firm also noted that the funds have already been transferred to 4 externally owned accounts, with some accounts being swapped into Ether. Oof, this is gone. It's about to be gone. If it happened today and they already been transferring to different accounts, like, the people already had a plan. This wasn't I wonder if I can get it. And if I do, oh shit, do I leave it? Because what I think happens oftentimes, you get these younger hackers or inexperienced or people who are like the Joker. They just want to see the world burn. They're not actually in it for the money or anything. So once they accomplish that hack, they're almost just like, shit, I didn't really think I was gonna get it, but I got it. I don't even know what to do with $100 million. And that's, I think, why you see sometimes after these hacks, the money just sits in accounts. It's not because they can't, they don't know how to move it. They legitimately don't know how to move millions of dollars, which is why some people don't need to have it. Like, if you give certain people millions of dollars, they wouldn't know what to do with it. Like, literally, some people would not know what to do with it. Some people would spend it all within a day or whatever. I think that's one of those cases. But when you have someone like this who hacks you and instantaneously starts to send it to different wallets and everything's moving already, they know what they're doing. And again, I'm starting to look, was this an inside job? Poloniex is almost dead. The government's going out their exchanges. You have no more customer volume. You have no real volume. You have a little bit of capital left, or a lot of bit of capital left. What's the best way to protect that capital when you know Uncle Sam's beating down your door and all these other external factors are going on? Burn down the restaurant, collect the insurance money. Oh, listen, old school gangster trick. Y'all not fooling me, all right? So could be a real hack, could be Poloniex saying, why are we still in business? And when we're not in business, let's call it quits. What's the best way to do that? Let's just take the money. Just take the money and tweet and X out that somebody else did it. Like, isn't that what every other company do in this space? Again, here's the X thread. Poloniex is suspected to be hacked. Here's the address, which transferred all tokens to a new address in 40 minutes. And see, woo, people, really quick, got to point this out again. I'm here for the technology. I am here for the technology. $100 million was transferred in less than 40 minutes with no human intervention. Are you all listening to this? This is the technology. This is why it should be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, before crypto people, this was not happening. You would never have heard a story where, even using banks, someone transferred $100 million and they got it immediately. It didn't happen. This is immediate. So, this is amazing. I think this is absolutely amazing. We're still super early in the game, and you're telling me $100 million can be transferred in a matter of minutes. What's going to happen in another 10 or 15 years? This is great, people. This, to me, this is what excites me, the technology of this. But again, going back to the unexciting and unfortunate part, in 40 minutes, they, of course, estimated about 60 million. That turned into 100 million. You can see the actual picture here. Let me see if I can share this tab real quick. Again, this is why I love the blockchain. You can see the actual transaction history here from who to, and goodness gracious, they are being took. They're being took. So it's unfortunate to see. I don't think anyone here is on Poloniex. The alarm bell had been sounded about them for a while now, years now on this channel. So I don't think anyone here is on it, but still had to report on it. And of course, this is a great reminder to do your security checks and updates, and to make sure you don't have your private keys on these exchanges. PFC Will said, but your bank wants to tell you to make an appointment. It will take more than a week to get the cash. Listen, freaking USAA had me on hold for 3 hours before trying to not give me my money. And I ended up taking all my money out that day because I was like, I've never put real money back into there either. Still use them for insurance and everything. They're great at that. I give them props. But as far as keeping my money with them, never again will I ever do it. People with 3 hours to get the runaround, they thought I was gonna hang up the phone. And just to let you know, the number was like, I'm trying to see whose salary I can just compare it to. It was like a practicing lawyer's salary. It was a good amount of money they didn't want to give up. And I was like, y'all kidding me? I didn't want everything. I wanted like 15K at first for business. These are all business purposes, trades and things like that. And they wouldn't give up the 15K. That's when I was like, well, hold on. If I can't get the 15, then where the rest of it? And I was like, oh yeah, we out of here. We're out of here, bucko. So yeah, you got to be careful with that. Let's see. Before crypto, the fastest way to get $1 million transferred overseas is to get on a plane and take it there yourself. I mean, but seriously, Hyben, great point. The fastest way to get $1 million overseas was to get on a plane with it yourself. Do you all remember the Wolf of Wall Street? Again, they were laundering money. They're smuggling it, but still, the only way they could do it was to attach money to the bodies of human beings and put them on planes. We've seen this in so many old movies or whatever. Like, that's absolutely insane. These days, you literally can have a thumb drive, Dogecoin it, whatever. It can get it right there to you. So pretty cool to see, I think. If there was a war between Bitcoin and Ethereum, who will win based on merit, not hype? Bitcoin, Crypto Burger, is that a real? Did you hear my voice raise? Bitcoin. Was that a commercial? Bitcoins. Yeah, I think Bitcoin wins straight up off the fact that it's still proof of work, man. You know, I almost said Verizon for some reason. I don't know why. Ethereum is going to proof of stake or fully transferred to proof of stake. So just off the strength of how it's created, once created off already having money, once created off of actually working for, using your electricity and other resources to work for you. So I would say Bitcoin off top. This is Evo Technology King. Bitcoin and Lightning is a true freedom tech. I agree with you for sure. I think it was a Monero situation. The person was just doing it. True. What if this is the same person that did Monero that just did them? Oh, are they making their rounds again? I still know, but wallet with 40 million in it of hacked funds from years ago. Oh, true. Memories Mike said, I had so much fun hosting security thought exercises for the fan. Oh, you did do the security exercise for the Phantom devs. We might need to do a special show where you do it here as well then. It's such a deep topic with so much to cover, and thought exercises help so much to keep you safe. Listen, if you all remember a few years ago when I wrote that security thing, we put it in the masterclass as well. Essentially, at the end of my security article, I was like, you just been hacked right now. Like, what do you do? Like, people, that's what happened to me. On a subway in New York, it's raining. I hadn't even been there in years. I'm lost. I literally took the subway north, I think, or whatever, instead of going south. I was like deep in freaking Harlem wearing a suit and getting low-key pressed by everybody, but in the nicest way. Everybody basically was like, oh, you looking real sharp. You know where you at right now? Well, I didn't until I came upstairs off the subway. I know exactly what you all are trying to tell me right now. So I was getting hacked at that moment, though. All this was happening. I'm lost in a new city. It was only my second or third time even in Harlem. So I'm like lost in New York off the subway. This is 2017, folks. They wrote about it in his book. And it's like, long story short, initially he got hacked first with a ransomware. They went through all his shit. He had old things in it that still unlocked things. And through that, they got to me. But literally that hack happened away from home with just a phone in my hand on the subway. What do you do to protect yourself when that is happening? So all your shit won't be took. You need to ask yourself that. You need to practice this, drill it, and be prepared for it, because that's how it's going to go down. The hackers aren't going to say, hey, just to let you know in 3 days, I'm coming for you. No, the shit is going to be here at your doorstep, and you're going to have to react. And you better hope your security practices, everything are right in place the right way, or it's over. And luckily, you know, we could recover from it. He wrote about it. I believe that hack in total ended up being about $27,000 to $28,000. And for those who remember, that was the money that was actually going to, and that's why it was a separate account. That was the money that was going to Ant shares at the time, which had just turned to Neo coin or Neo, whatever, which at the time was like 50 cents or whatever. So it was a tragic loss. It hurt, but when it happens, folks. I was smart enough, luckily, the night before to change the main account password, because I was just like, something they had tried the night before with some fishy stuff. I'll tell the whole story one day, I guess. But I changed the main account password, and God damn, am I lucky. But I didn't do it for that secondary account because, again, high and mighty, 30K, not that much at the time. Remember, this is 2017, folks. 30K ain't shit. About to put that all on this Ant coin or Ant shares, Neo coin, or whatever. Like, that was the mindset. I was like, I don't need to change this password right now. Like, I'm logging on it every day. Like, I'm not just letting it sit. I'm logging on it. Yeah, well, the one day I didn't, folks, I logged on, got logged right back out, and then somebody else changed the password on my ass. So you got to be careful. And of course, to give them a shout out, which is why they're being sued. This is at the time where Shittrex is CEO and everyone else were also moonlighting as Google developers. Technically, we weren't hacked. It was negligence on the exchange, because as I saw the hack happening, I actually reached out to exchange, got all the things, but it was a Friday, and they decided not to come back to work until Monday. So literally by Monday, when they came back to work, like, oh, what happened and everything? It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, it's gone already. Did the arbitration process. That's how I know about the arbitration. Met the high-powered lawyer who also represents the Clintons, Facebook, Democratic National Party. Made some connections there. It gets deeper. I'll tell the whole story one day. But the bottom line is, when it happens, it's going to happen. So have your security updated and ready for anything, because it won't be anything you can do but cry and cry. All right, let's get back to the last few stories. China declares stealing digital collections like NFTs liable for criminal theft sentence. Hey, you know what? I'm not mad at that. I gotta say, I'm not mad at this. It goes in line with everything else. If you're stealing and shit, stop being a broke boy and girl. Go get a job, okay? The Chinese government says theft of digital collections violates the protection law and interests of the crime of illegally obtaining computer information system data. Again, this is simple, cut and dry. I think everybody will kind of go along this route. I think we'll see this in the US, especially since NFTs I think they're considered commodities, right? I believe they are considered like kind of commodities here. So just like if you were still an art piece and face prosecution, I see the same thing if you were still an NFT or something. It's like, just because you did it online, like, people got this weird thing was like, well, I did it digitally. I was online with I made threats online. I showed my guns online. It's like, well, if you're in a state or a region where that shit's illegal, it don't matter if it's online. They don't care about that. Like, I'm not sure what part of the brain where people are just like, well, it's online, so it don't count. It's like, no, like, to the powers that be, it still counts. So I get it. China's like there's no distinction between you stealing NFTs or stealing any other digital or any other collectible, wherever. There's going to be a violation. So they released that statement today declaring that anyone stealing digital collections, such as NFTs, will be subject to theft sentences. It outlines 3 views on the type of crime that theft of digital collections falls under, the first 2 classifying it as either data or digital property. However, the statement stresses that the third view, which sees digital collections as both data and virtual property, will fall under the umbrella of co-offending, which to me sounds like they about to hit you with a double whammy. That's like bringing a gun to a robbery. They about to, and you got a gun and it's loaded. Is it cocked too? Oh, you got one in the chamber? You are going to jail for a very long time. All right. The statement explained that stealing a digital collection includes intrusion into the system on which it is housed. Which means even if you try and you fail at stealing, since you intruded, essentially, I invaded your home, but I didn't get away with the art. Don't matter. It's still a home invasion. They're saying the same thing. Therefore, also committing the crime of illegally obtaining computer information system data and theft. I shout out to China. This makes sense because I can see where a lawyer says, well, they didn't steal anything. They were just poking around or whatever. It was like, you can't go into somebody's house and poke around. You can't go into their system and do it. So, again, it's being quoted, the theft of digital collections violates the protection law and interests of the crime of illegally obtaining computer information system data. Now, we all know China doesn't do everything right, for sure, right? I think they are getting this right. not only because of how it's basically the same thing, a similar NFT as personal property or whatever. But what I really like about this is that they're actually telling you, like, they're explaining it. I love that they're explaining it. And here, for whatever reason, the US, with our crypto laws and laws in general, they just wake up, and if we're lucky, they might tell us it's a law. If not, we'll find out when we're getting prosecuted as a law. I know I broke a law. Well, yeah, you did. This is conspiracy to commit something. Well, how? I don't understand what it. So I love how they explain it. They don't want to confuse their citizens on this. They're telling you this is considered theft. This is why. This is what it's going to fall under. United States, can we please do the same thing? That's all I keep. That's why I keep saying gang every day. Is I'm saying gang because they're not explaining things, and gangs don't explain shit. They just tell you, and you're going to go with the movement or else. So that's how the U.S. has been operating. We're doing this. This is illegal. This is legal. This is that. This is, and I'm just like, okay, you said this on a Wednesday morning or a Friday morning. Can you at least tell me why and how and what's going on? And the U.S. is like, no. We won't tell you how, why. Like, literally, the SEC commissioner, Gary Gensler, in front of Congress and Senate, would not answer questions. You think they're going to explain to the retail market what the fuck they're doing when they're taking our money? Absolutely not. They won't even answer our own government. Like, really put that in consideration. So shout out to China for creating a law and explaining why the law is what it is. What would happen if you break it? That's all we're asking for. Could you imagine if we all were taught how to do taxes and everything else in high school, how to buy a house, how to do this? Like, this is, we talk about, we know the deal, okay? But shout out to China for explaining that law. I think that was very important to see. All right, a few comments, and then I'm getting to this last story, which, by the way, is about to make my teeth white, okay? Tom Emmer is literally, I think Gary Gensler might have had something to do with Tom Emmer not becoming the Speaker of the House. I know you all said it was Trump and everything, but I'm joking when I say it might have been Gary Gensler, because Tom is like, all right, fuck it, I can't be Speaker of the House. As long as I take you down with me, I'm a happy man. We're going to talk about it in a second. Let me look at a few comments. Zyro said China and the emerging markets will lead this new next world order. Listen, the only way it's not going to happen is if the U.S. starts pressing buttons again, which we know we will do. Let's see. I'm seeing some conversations, so I'm trying to see what you two talking about. PFC Wells and memories of Mike had a combo going on. Those of you interested in social insecurity, there are some changes coming up in colleges that can change how you attend. Oh, I'm assuming you're talking about certifications as well. Yes. Certifications are huge in cybersecurity as well. People, you can usually get some good ones within 6 months. You could be honestly, you don't even have to take classes. You can be self-taught and just go take the test. The exams at the testing centers, now they are expensive. I'll be fair. I think like cybersecurity, was it? Let me know. Remember, it sound like, I'm gonna say like $300 to $500 for the test. And you feel that shit, then yes, it's another $300 to $500. So you'll mess around. And I say that because I be honest, people, by like 3 questions, I failed my cybersecurity certification. I didn't go back to take it only because I didn't need it. I wanted to learn all this stuff for myself, so I didn't go back to take it. But I did fail it, and I was like, I'm not about to go pay to do it again. I did pass the CIW, though, when I first did the CSS and HTML. So I learned how to do the basic stuff. I know most of the network security, A+ and all that stuff, but I failed the test. So, yeah, colleges are changing the way they're doing this, he said. And I saw them talking about certifications as well. Let's see, they're going to start doing competency-based education, picture certification schools, trade schools, and things of that nature. Okay, which makes perfect sense, too, because you don't need a full degree to do the most, like, to be very good in cybersecurity and other things. You don't need a full degree. You need to know what you're doing for that part of cybersecurity or whatever you're working on for the most part. So 2FA is not 100% from physical to digital. No security method is absolute. I can agree with that. KU, he said, Memories of Mike said, will start off offering classes on a subscription base, which will likely include security. It will be offered remote and globally as well, and falls under federal student loan guidelines. There you go, folks. Here's the hustle. Honestly, for those who are lost in life right now, if you know somebody, tell them to watch this or tell them this just in general. Right now, use federal loans, go get some type of cybersecurity certificate, and by 2024 is here. By 2025, I would say midway through, so that gives you a good 15 months to work, 15, 16 months to work. Halfway through 2025, even if you don't have Bitcoin or crypto like that, no worries. You can start working for these projects. Cybersecurity, you're doing all this other stuff in that space, and you can get paid in Bitcoin and crypto. And literally by the end of 2025, your holdings could be stupid. So that's an ideal right now for anybody who's old enough and interested. Literally go use federal funding, go get these certificates, be ready for 2025, 2020, late 24, get a job with one of these companies, which they are hiring again by that time. I guarantee you, everybody who's been doing layoffs will be hiring like crazy at the end of next year. Get you one of those jobs and get paid in Bitcoin. You'll be good to go. Let's see. Okay, PFC Wells said he also covered that NFT story a while ago with their high court seeing NFTs as property. Okay, cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. Get down or lay down state property. Let's see. America is falling behind on purpose. Can't bring all this new tech in with easy surveillance into the land of the free. Listen, people, the reason why America is falling behind is very simple. A lot of the people who have a say-so in our country live in other fucking countries. They are not truly patriots. They aren't patriots. They could care less about America, and they have decision making power here. Like, that's really what's going on in our country, top to bottom. Think about the whole Epstein thing. Why are so many of y'all leaving to go to islands anywhere? This is the island, all right? This is the island of the world. Yes, Voice Crypto, I didn't cover it today. I saw it. I thought about covering it, so I'll say it real quick. Voice Crypto shot at him, said Roblox is entering NFTs. They have been breeding kid devs for a decade now, will be now adults into gaming and crypto. So for those who don't know where Roblox is, in my basic layman terms, it is a online universe where you can create a million things, right? You can do video games, create different games there. You can have communities. It's mostly for younger people, so it's a lot of kids. But essentially, they are developers on Roblox. They can create their own virtual worlds and get people to join it. So I agree with you, Voice Crypto. They have had 10 years of development experience. And the reason why I was going to bring up this story, but I decided not to, only because it's not that deep yet. I was like, well, maybe I'll save it for another day. But it looks like I'm going on today. So I auditioned for Roblox actually, I would say about 6 weeks, 8 weeks ago, about 2 months ago. I had an audition for Roblox. They're about to launch some big campaign or whatever, right? And the crypto did come up essentially. So we had the conversation crypto. I made it to the callback round interview. The whole team was there, blah, blah, blah. We did a Zoom one. And crypto and everything came up, my experience in it and what they're trying to do and things like that. So I see it too. I understand exactly what's happening, but essentially the story didn't cover enough. And that's only because right now it's conversations. I think they're just now starting to get into stuff. But yes, NFTs should be coming to Roblox. Crypto may possibly come, but I feel like they're waiting with every other gaming thing. Like it's Call of Duty's waiting too. Everybody's waiting to kind of see what the government's going to need to say and do before they move forward, because they don't want to mess up their whole business on this. But yes, Roblox is getting NFTs for sure. Probably gonna get crypto. And also it was another one. I don't know if I'm gonna go yet. Long story short, Call of Duty, the executives are doing something for veterans. I think with tomorrow's Veterans Day or whatever. Shout out to my veterans. Happy Veterans Day out there. Call of Duty is doing something. I'm on the essentially wait list, so I'll find out if I'm invited to the event. But essentially, they're doing a small mixer social event with all the main developers, main heads of all the departments. They're basically everybody who makes Call of Duty what it is. They're doing a thing for veterans that they want to include us to get us working for them, with them, blah, blah, blah. Of course, you all know I'm trying to be a character. So I'm going there to be an actor, is why I'm representing our veterans to go for or whatever. But I'm not sure if I'm going to make it yet. But if I do and I'm going, I'll definitely have feedback on that. You know I'm going to be talking crypto when I'm there. So it'll definitely be a noteworthy event if I can make it for sure. Let's see what else we have. Drones will be big too soon. Amazon, DoorDash, yes. Drones are becoming cheap, folks. It's happening. Rumor is GTA 6, Grand Theft Auto will use crypto too, but I doubt it. They thrive on microtransactions. It wouldn't make sense for listen, if Grand Theft Auto used crypto, I think honestly they might become, off the top of my head, the 10th wealthiest country in the world. I'm not even being funny. They would become like the 10th wealthiest country in the world if they use crypto, people. The microtransactions are insane on there as well. Word on the street, King Bless is a voice actor in GTA 6. Listen, they say it. Hey, speak it into existence, wherever they say. That would be pretty cool. All right. Last story, last but not least. Like I said, I wanted to save this one because I knew it was going to make my teeth white and get my Friday started off on a great note. Representative Tom Emmer proposes to defund SEC's crusade against crypto. Thank you, Tom Emmer. Someone's listening. Listen, what's happening? Somebody in his office watch our show. Shout out to Representative Tom Emmer, okay? I hope he don't do nothing dirty in the back I don't know about. But in the front, when it comes to crypto, I like that guy. Representative Tom Emmer added a provision in the House GOP spending bill that will block the SEC from using government funds to pursue crypto companies until Congress weighs in on who has jurisdiction over crypto. Now, really quick, I will say, I'm not a fan of provisions anyway in bills. Like that to me is the dirtiest trick that the United. I don't. I understand why. Honestly, it makes things more efficient and easy. But it also like, come on, it's so treacherous. For those who don't know, provisions and stuff is stuff you can like. A bill could be what 100 pages, and then on the page 86 in the third paragraph of 4 sentences, you add a provision that changes the way we have voting rights or something like that's what they normally do to me, I think sometimes. So I'm not a fan of provisions in general, but hey, if you're going to use it to get rid of or at least to defund the SEC, why not use it against your own kind? So essentially a very popular bill that's already been getting passed upon I guess politician to politician, a spending bill, which everyone has been on board with. This provision has been added to it. So to me, it's funny. It's kind of an underhanded trick. But hey, if the bill in general will get passed, and this is just one little minor provision that people aren't going to bat an eye about, I'm for it. So again, pro-crypto Congressperson Tom Emmer is advancing an amendment aimed at depriving the United States Securities Regulator of using government funds to go after crypto enforcement. Thank you. Government funds to go after crypto enforcement. You can't use it like your own personal piggy bank to go after all your enemies. And like, what are you doing? On November 8th, Emmer attached an amendment to H.R. 4664, the Financial Services and General Government Appropriations Act, or federal budget. Yeah, why couldn't we just say the federal budget? The amendment, which has passed unopposed, prohibits the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission from using funds for enforcement activities related to digital asset transactions until Congress passes future legislation granting the agency jurisdiction to do so, which makes perfect freaking sense. And I think Tom Emmer, low-key, I think he got hit. I think one of his crypto wallets, something that the Gary Gensler did, some company that he messed with or didn't mess with enough. It might have even been FTX. It cost Tom Emmer some money. He's like, he ain't letting this go. He like, Gary, you talking about the guy who got me hit for 40K on FTX? What about him? That's how Tom Emmer's starting to bring him up at the meetings in the White House and stuff. Gary, wait, you talking about Gary Gensler, SEC? What about him? Here's the X thread right here. Gary Gensler. This is from Tom Emmer, the GOP majority whip again. He actually X Gary Gensler as well. That's what I'm talking about. He didn't listen. He not sneak dissing. He not saying some people in certain departments and some regulator offices. No, he added him. I want you to know I'm trying to highlight at you. At Gary Gensler is as ineffective as he is incompetent. Fortunately, my nonpartisan appropriations amendment to rein in SEC enforcement abuses against the digital asset industry passed the House today with no opposition. Congress will hold unelected bureaucrats accountable. I got my tripod dropped behind me. I am with that. Congress will hold unelected bureaucrats accountable. I love that. I love it because we all need to realize Gary Gensler, who was not even elected, is using taxpayer money to do what he wants in America. A guy who wasn't elected is using our money to do whatever he wants. Like, that's the sentence right there. Again, if this was back in the day, you know what? Make America great again. Make America great again. What happened when we used to tar and feather motherfuckers like this? Like, literally, they would catch you coming out your office, courthouse, wherever. You don't want to answer questions? You don't want to answer questions to Congress and the Senate? Okay. You don't want to answer questions. You want to use taxpayer money. You want to do whatever you want to do. I say make America great again. All right. Let's take, y'all want to take it back to the past? Let's go way back there. I'll figure out the part I need to figure out clearly. But you all going to have to figure out some stuff too. We all going to be in max pain. Because if we want to make America great again, go back to the past, these fuckers will be getting tarred and feathered, like left and right. Their skin will be burning up right now. And you know me, I'm for molasses and feather, okay? Warm molasses and feather, because I don't want to hurt anyone. But back in the day, we were trying to make America great again. Like, your ass would be taught, like I can't even say it. You'll be tarred and feathered with a straight face. And nobody would even be mad. People would clap. But really quick, as much as I'm going in on Tom Emmer in a good way, I want to be clear as well. PFC Wells got me laughing. He said that high-end beer is finally kicking. Listen, I haven't drank none of it. I've been talking the whole time. I got 2 sips in. Stop messing with me. Y'all know I'm naturally lit. But really quick, as much as I'm hyping up Tom Emmer and I'm excited about this, and I'm saying he's a crypto advocate, let's also be real here. Let's also be real, old Tommy boy. How much is Blackrock paying you? Come on, Tom. Hey, well, you wasn't riding this hard a year ago. So I'm with you, Tom, but how much you weren't going this hard after the FTX debacle. That was the moment to go this hard. So again, how much is BlackRock paying Tom and them? All right, I don't know, but that's what's up, Tom. Get your check, man. You got a family. All right, you got to feed your family. Let's see. What do we have? Y'all funny. It sound like a military story. Tara and what? Hilarious. I know I started stuttering. Tara and that was my fault. My amendment prohibits the SEC from using taxpayer-funded resources to pursue enforcement actions against the digital asset industry until Congress passes legislation that authorizes regulatory enforcement jurisdiction, which I don't see happening because he won't even answer the questions Congress asks him. So why would they actually pass anything to give him regulatory enforcement? Don't see it happening. What I do see happening is Gary Gensler getting out of office here in the next 3 months for the new year. Not before, but like around the new year. Then they get in the new SEC chairman, and then we pass the ETFs. And then the market goes crazy parabolic for about a year and a half, 2 years. And then we have about an 80 to 90K drop in Bitcoin. People will go crazy, say it's officially dead. Probably go sideways for another year or so. Hopefully, we don't have to wait until the next happening again because I think it'll dip crazy. But then, if so, we'll just wait to the next happening, which honestly will be very interesting. This happening is very important because this, like, going from 6 to 3 is going to be big, but going from 3 to 1, I don't think will be that huge unless Bitcoin is at like a $300,000 price point. If it's less than that, I don't think it'd be as big of a deal. We might see sideways action for the next 2 happenings. But if this next one pumps crazy, then the following one will do it as well. If it maintain that price point, but if this next one pumps and then dips and goes sideways, the next happening will go sideways and just have a little bit of a pump, I think. It won't be as big. And that's not until 2028. So, hey, who even know we're alive then? Other than that, that's the show for today. It's great comments, great call-ins. Thanks to everybody there. Make sure you, of course, smash that like and share. Definitely appreciate that. Happy Veterans Day to all my vets out there. Let's go get that Applebee's, baby. Go get that Applebee's. What else? I saw some good ones. So vets, go get that. Warm up some hot syrup and molasses. Get that ready. Go degen on your favorite altcoins. Dollar cost average into Bitcoin. Let's see what else we have. I think that's about it. Other than that, hi man, come on, man. Listen, I'm not doing no pauses. Y'all are crazy. I did when I said I was like, I'm gonna have one. I knew I was gonna have one. Other than that, that is the show for the day. I'm going through the comments now. There's some great comments, so make sure you all check out the comments still. But other than that, I'll see you all next week with some more news. Hopefully, a few announcements as well. Cheers.